Hey guys, welcome back to Confessions with Cassidy. I, of course, am Cassidy, and I'm so excited for this video this week because it's all about gaining control of your finances. This video is so freaking important because financial independence is literally freedom, and I can't wait to dive in. Before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you're feeling extra lovely so that you never miss one of my videos. Gaining control over your finances is literally the most important thing that you can do to set up your life. The feeling of being financially independent is freaking amazing, and it just feels so good to not have to rely on anybody except yourself to give you what you want. However, it is much easier said than done to gain complete financial independence, and to be honest, it can be so daunting to gain control over your finances and feel super confident with budgeting and everything. But that brings us to our first point, which is the first thing you can do, which is start to set budgets. Budgeting is, without question, the first thing you must do in order to gain financial independence. For me personally, I am living in a household where my fiance and I are splitting down the middle finances. But during COVID, it also wasn't like that. So he took charge because he had a job and I was out of work. And, we just have a very open relationship about finances, which is freaking amazing. And I'll make another video about financial honesty within a relationship because you will avoid so many issues later on in that relationship if you just choose honesty and being upfront and open about both of your financial situations. For us, at the end of every single month, once we have our payday, we sit down, we write down what is coming in, and we start there. Then we take off everything that we have to pay that month. We know our bills, our rent, our groceries, every single thing that is a necessary expense. Then we see what we're left over. We know then how much we can actually put into savings, how much is for fun and miscellaneous, and how much is for emergency fund. By doing this, we set ourselves up to absolutely not fail because there's no guessing. We know exactly how much money can go to this, this, and this. And by doing that, it leads us to have this kind of open head about not being stressed about money and not being worried about if we can pay for this and this at the end of the month, because the first thing we always do is take off what we 100% have to pay for that month. Everything else is just the glitter on top. Maybe I really want a pair of shoes. I wanted them for ages, but this month we can't afford them. And that is totally okay. But it's so important to budget because maybe if I had not budgeted and just bought the shoes, I wouldn't be able to pay for Wi-Fi. So it's so important to start the month off strong of really getting everything in check and knowing exactly where you're going to be putting your money. My second point would be to set financial goals. I think especially if you're looking over an entire year, it is so important to look at a calendar and say, what are the big months? When are you going on holiday? When are you going to be having, birthdays or certain holiday celebrations that are going to be a little bit more expensive so that your financial goals for the month align with those more expensive dates. For me, basically everybody in my life has a birthday or some sort of celebration around December and January. So it's a very, very busy couple of months, especially with Christmas, and it's a very expensive couple months. So I know that I have to set a financial goal that can get me through the Christmas holidays without feeling stressed about money. That's something that is so important to me. I never want to feel like I can't enjoy, but maybe it means I can't really enjoy so much in October so that I can enjoy with my friends and family later on in the year. In order to gain financial independence, there has to be some sacrifices, which can be really bitter and really suck and not be super fun. But for me, I think it's always worth a little bit of sacrifice so that you can really have a nice reward at the end of the year. Also, for me, I always like to any money that is left over, put it into a little kind of savings moment. So then I have a little bit of a bonus for myself at the end of the year. That isn't exactly a savings account, but it's just something for me so that the boots that maybe I couldn't get in October, I can go into the little purse and be able to get them for myself. And as kind of an award for a really good budgeted and goal-oriented year. My third point is to find or create opportunities. I have a lot of expectations for my life and the standard of living that I want to have, but I know that they do not match with my current situation. So I know that I have to find and create opportunities that can level up my lifestyle, which is something that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, but it's totally worth it. I think it was maybe Kim Kardashian. I doubt Kim Kardashian said this, but it's something I read that she quoted, and it really stuck with me that millionaires, for example, have 7 forms of income. And without question, 7 forms of income is very, very daunting. That is like biting off way too many bites that you can chew way too quickly. But it's amazing if you can set the goal that maybe for 10 years from now, you will have 7 forms of income. But that means you have to start with one. So you're looking at your job that you make all your money from. That is your first form of income. Then maybe it's about finding something that you really enjoy. For me, music. For me, being in front of a camera and making YouTube videos. These are different forms of opportunities that I'm creating for myself so that I can then have the experience and life that I want. For sure, it can be exhausting, it can be overwhelming, and it can be really frustrating to find or create opportunities, but it's so worth it in the end. My biggest piece of advice is that if you are going to be creating opportunities, that you should do something that you absolutely love and enjoy doing. Because it's one thing to say, I'm going to open up an Etsy shop and I'm going to do this. But if it's not something you actually enjoy doing, it's not sustainable and it's going to fail after 6 months or 1 year. But if you absolutely love doing pottery, open the Etsy shop and work on your craft, and then you have that second form of income, which is so fulfilling and also is artistically fulfilling. Also, one of my closest friends, she's learned how to do nails, and she's got this side hustle going, and she's literally getting so freaking good at it, and it's her second form of income from her main job. And I just like have so much respect for it, of like that hustle and that work ethic behind creating opportunities for yourself. Alternatively, if you're finding opportunities and you have like a degree in finance or you have a degree in business, freelance work, also fitness, everything, like there's so many different ways to find opportunities to like create more wealth. You just have to really look for them. If you're really passionate in sport and fitness and you have time, get your PT license and you can start putting together programs for people. Start with friends and family, get testimonials, and you can really, really flush it out and make it something big. And then one day, that thing that you're so passionate about can actually become your main source of income, which is like the absolute goal. My fourth point would be to set lifestyle expectations. It's a little bit similar to financial goals, except this is a little bit more of like an art practice that I really recommend. It's kind of manifestation, but it makes me really remember why I'm working the way I'm working. Have the Pinterest board where you have your dream house, where you have your dream lifestyle, your dream cars, every single thing that you can imagine wanting in your life. Put it on a Pinterest board so you can look at it every single day. I'll tell you what, it was one of the most proudest moments. My couch is literally on my Pinterest board from like 5 years ago. And the feeling I had when I could actually buy my dream couch, my goodness, that was like a lifestyle expectation I set for myself that I was actually able to fulfill. And to be able to visually see my hard work was like so unbelievably fulfilling. So I definitely recommend to do it. It's a really great way to remind yourself on the bad days and the days where you're really frustrated and maybe things aren't going so well and you feel super stressed, to like hone in and remember, okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm budgeting. This is why, I can't go out to the nice 5-star dinner tonight with my friends, but I'm going to go for coffee the next morning with them. It's all about remembering that today's financial sacrifices are tomorrow's financial gains. Also, I do want to add, in my opinion, financial independence is without question so important. Even if you're in a really amazing relationship or you're really close to your family, no matter your situation, being able to know that you are in charge of your own financial situation is so important, because no matter what happens in your life, you always know you've got your back, especially with something with finances. I think it's one of the most important things that you absolutely need to make sure that you can check off your list. With that, I wish you an amazing week. Keep budgeting, work hard, happy saving, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday. Mwah!